Yes, sir. It's Dirty Boys Radio. We live right now in the A, man. It's A plus right here. My voice kind of shaky because to get home safely tour just wrapped up. Scheme did his thing, and the man right next to me, man, Dom Kennedy, tore it down, man. Dom Kennedy, what's the word, brother?
What up, man? We in Atlanta tonight, Masquerade, get home safely tour, sold out, you know what I mean? Another lovely night. Shout out to the homie Scheme, you know what I mean? Get home safely, make sure y'all get that.
33 city tour, this the biggest one yet?
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah. Then we going overseas with like another 10, 15. So, you know, it's definitely the biggest today, you know, just in terms of all the numbers. Like, we 14 shows in. Every city we done hit was bigger than the time we was in the city before, you know, and we done been places we done been, a couple cities in there, been to Toronto, you know, we never got the chance to be out there, so it's great, man. It's going great so far.
Since I gotta ask, man, since you reached another, peak, another height,
Yeah.
you got that $1 billion swag yet? You and Carter talked about a long time ago. These rappers got out here.
Nah, not at all,
Nah, man.
Just OPM, you know what I mean?
Nah, you still climbing and still being down, man. I really appreciate that. And really showing guys it's independent is where it's at right now, you know. Like, you know, the deals, like, you know, like I said, one of the favorite lines is off Dominic's, you know, how you sign Dom, nigga, Dom will sign you, you know, like that's real life, and that's what I appreciate about guys like you, Scheme, Nipsey. It's more about just translating your real life into your music. And, you know, a lot of people in these you know, rap thing nowadays, they still in swag, man. A lot of their favorite rappers out here are rapping like the young guys coming up, but you got an original flow. A lot of you got an original flow, and talk about staying the course and how important it is for artists nowadays.
Staying you.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's an easy choice. You know what I'm saying? It's what I love to do. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Like, sometimes it might even work against me, especially at first, just because by nature I'm a person that's always gonna go do my own thing. So too many people on this, right or wrong, even if I created it, it make me want to be like, nah, I don't want to do it.
Like wearing LeBron to the club.
You know, or like making the Yellow Album Part 2. You know what I'm saying? More specifically, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, that's my job, you know what I'm saying? But a lot, you know, and it's good to inspire people, but it's like, you know, you gotta slow down, like, find your own thing, you know what I'm saying? And me, by nature, I'm always trying to inspire people and trying to show people new ways of doing something that's been here forever, you know, and just finding the right influences and all that, you know. I think that's important, not to just water shit down because you can, or do something just because you've seen somebody do it and it's hot for that week, you know, and everybody want to do that and to take from that, you know. It's like, that's not what it's really about, you know? Like you tweeted,
OPM been around 5 years, and there's been some rappers, we ain't gonna name no names, have been in and out about 6-12 months.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's major right there, man. Speaking of that, man, Free Cinco, J305, of course, man. Use a Flip is a classic, bro. Like, it played twice, and I was, like I said, my voice is gone because I was rapping the verse, like, you know, word for word. So when J305 touched down, man, what can we expect from him and Nico G4 and the whole group? You know,
I mean, Nico just dropped a video, Pull Up as a Movement. You know, Jay, he had a lot of material before he went in. You know, he put out a song, City Be Light. You know what I'm saying? Real dope song, but we couldn't really push it as much. We got video, but, you know, getting locked up kind of puts a damper on that. But he got a gang of material that, you know, we gonna put a project together for him for the years up. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But he got to be around to see that. You know what I mean? It would be half-hearted if he wasn't around and co-sign it and make sure that it happens. So, you know, sometime at the earliest he can get out is the end of May. So hopefully he do. You know what I'm saying? And then we can get back to work, you know, and finish that up. It won't take that long because he already sitting on about 15, 20 songs. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to take much. You know, it's just about putting it together, sorting through it, and presenting a project that's going to hit, you know? Yeah,
I saw he got in with Mustard, too, so that was major.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Sure. Man. And talk about also, I mean, looking at with Mustard right now, who's, I would say, you know, is the most in-demand producer in hip-hop right now. Always appreciate him and Mike Will. Of course, I can't forget Mike Will made it, of course. But I always, like, when you get on a Mustard record, it's not the typical Mustard record. I'll just say that because I enjoy all of them. You know, the YG type records, like nothing like me. So can we expect like the next project to work more? You know what I mean?
Definitely. Hell yeah, we talk. You know, producers out work. Like my next project, man, it's gonna be. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but it's definitely gonna impact on a whole big, you know, different level. And the spirit of it is gonna be, you know, I don't know, really just some Dom Kennedy shit, you know, in the future, like how it be, you know what I'm saying? But definitely gonna link up with Mustard. Like we talked about it heavy. Like I told Mustard, you know, he know, like when we go in next time, we gonna just sit down and just do it for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Cause one song here and there, that should be cool. But it's like if we go in and make 5, 6,
catch a wave or vibe, that'd be beautiful. Bro.
And that's what we gonna do. Cause that's what time it is now. You know what I'm saying? It's not really it. It's not time for nothing else but that. But to bring your best, and one ain't enough all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need 2 or 3 of them on the next Dom King if it's gonna be on there. You know?
Yeah, me being the fan, man, I want to see you get there. You know, cause I thought my type of party should be on the radio 100 times a week. You know what I'm saying? That type of status. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to see you grow like that. Going back to LA, man, one of my favorite records on the album, I think one of your favorite records too, is Black Bentleys.
Yeah.
And I just love how, like you said, you know, it's a lot of, you can't duplicate that experience. You can't have another rapper. They're from LA, talk about going to Kenneth Hahn, Taste of Soul, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So what would you say, what type of mind frame when you were creating the Get Home Safely project?
Man, I was in a humble mind state. You know, I got asked that when I was in New York. You know, they was saying about just, I don't know, I remember saying that I was humble and honored. You know what I mean? I had been through a lot in life. And then I had made, you know, I had put out like 7, 8 projects, you know, and been around like, so, you know, I had really proved, especially being independent, like, to be honest, I had proved with the success of the Yellow Album, even though it wasn't for sale, and, you know what I'm saying, the people that I had on it and how it came out. You know, I had proved really what I had to prove to myself, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, like, doubt. It wasn't no doubt, it wasn't no fear in my mind, like, I could do all of this shit, you know what I'm saying, to compete with the best of them after that, you know. But it was just, you know, I had a lot going on in my life, you know what I'm saying, transition. And then I was just thinking, you know, like you said, like, that's a unique perspective, but it's like, that's all I could offer, you know. At every time, man, whatever I do, I always try to offer it from a perspective that nobody else can give you, you know, because that's the only thing, my only true position in this, you know. If I do the same thing that, you know, whoever, any rapper, you know, you can say anybody, then it's like, what good am I? You know what I'm saying? If you could just take me off the song and put somebody else in it, still be on the radio or on the, it's like.
So I was talking about that stealing swag stuff. Yeah, like you can go ahead and just take somebody cadence.
Yeah, it's like, what am I really here for? You know, and that's never what I got into rap and writing. You know what I'm saying? That's never what I was about. You know what I mean? So we Get Home Safely, I was like, you know, I had done a lot. I haven't been successful. I have made, and I know that I'm gonna continue to do that. And I could go back, like you know what I mean. I understand. I made my type of party, me. So I could. It's like hitting a shot from the spotlight. I could go back there and do it again if I want to. You know what I'm saying? But before I do that, let me go in the paint. You know what I'm saying?
And take you with you through the
you know what I'm saying? And it's like that was really my mindset. You know what I mean? Before shit get carried away, and before I want people to know that it's real. You know what I mean? It's real, and give them something from where I come from, because in all honesty, that's it. It's only gonna be one Get Home Safely. Like my next project, I'm not telling them same stories. I'm not telling, you know. So I had to get all of that off my chest, you know, out, and I did.
It's chapters of life.
Move on. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. Now, of course, it's known, you know, you weren't like gang affiliated coming up and rapping. You were saying when you first came in, like 07, 08, it was difficult for a rapper who wasn't gang affiliated. I want to ask you a question, because growing up, I was a big fan of the Alcoholics. I was a big fan of anything that came out on Loud Records. So, like, were there any other rappers, like maybe like an AC Alone or anybody else that was like coming up that you were listening to that wasn't really?
I bought that Tash album.
Yeah, Rap Life Joint.
I bought that Tash album. You know, Tash had a buzz in LA. You know, when he was pushing that project and going solo. The Alcoholics, I know some of their songs. You know what I'm saying, but. It wasn't really too many people that was like successful that like when I was a kid and my homies and niggas would be like, oh, you know, that's the nigga, or he got respect, or you would see their CD in a collection with like all the tight people. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't none. You know, it was definitely alcoholic fans and shit like that. But me personally, when Tash went solo, I bought that album. I was for sure checking for that. I'm sure it was other people too. I mean, maybe a couple others, but on a major level, nah, it really wasn't too many, you know, to just being honest, you know what I'm saying? Just being honest.
What was that Living Like Hustlers album like growing up?
Which one?
Was that Above the Law album?
Oh, Above the Law? I was a little kid. I just remember singles from shit like
Black Superman.
Yeah, I remember that video coming on. And I remember, you know, people playing that song as a single, you know what I'm saying? But to really get deep into albums like back then, because, you know, I was young, I couldn't buy albums like that, you know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for like my older cousins or the older homies in my neighborhood, I only knew what they liked.
Yeah.
That's how I first got introduced to rap, was through my 2 older cousins. You know, they were separate, like one from my mom's side, one from my dad's side, and then my older homies in the neighborhood. That's all I knew until I was old enough to buy my own rap album. So I only really knew what came on the radio or what they played.
That's crazy. You had a tweet that said, like, I don't know how my mom even let me get away with this stuff. And I felt the same way. Like, I had Purple Tape when I was like 8, all types of crazy releases. But it's a gym. Arista used to have the parental advisory stickers you could like peel off. So I'd be in the back of camera like scratching. You know what I'm saying? Because Biggie, a bad boy, of course, through Arista. So I was scratching my foot to the desk or whatever. But anyway, back to Leimert Park, man. Tell me about like growing up in Leimert Park. I went to LA for the first time actually New Year's Eve this past year. I was in Playhouse. I know you know Ben Baller had a tweet that was like being in a club in LA. It's like amateur hour, but it was my first time, so I didn't know nobody. You know,
that's what you supposed to do. If it was your first time. I'm sure niggas was talking about for niggas from LA. They know what was talking about.
But like, tell me about Leimert Park. It's so rich in history, man. Like, you know, the village there. Tell me what it was like growing up then and now. You know how it is now. I know they put actually like the Crenshaw LAX line. They gotta move. They gotta move Earl's Grill like in a different place. So like, tell me about like how it is then and how it is now.
I mean, then, you know, it's kind of similar, but at the same time, it's not because. You know, just times, man. Times really fucking change. You know what I'm saying? And when I was a kid, I didn't really, you know, I didn't know none of this about now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so back then, you know, you just think that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know the difference. I wasn't thinking in like historical context or like, let me remember this or let me, you know what I mean? It just kind of was where we was at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up all over LA. You know, my mom lived in Leimert the most. That's the place. And when I got older, you know, I lived there and shit. When I started rapping, and that's just the place I identify with. So it's similar in a lot of ways, but I mean, the economy fucked up. You know what I'm saying, in the 2000s, and that ain't no LA problem. That's an American problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot less. You know, it's a lot less of everything. You know, like shit used to be more barbershops, more restaurants, more, you know what I mean?
The racial makeup,
everybody had more. The racial makeup a little bit, not really in Leimert, in the surrounding areas it has. In Leimert, it's a little bit slower to change because it is one of the only places that's 99% black. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of black people own those buildings that they live in and duplexes and apartments like that. So it's one of probably the last places that's gonna change in LA. You know what I'm saying?
That West LA is more like black than East LA, East South Central.
Leimert is gonna be one of the last places that's gonna change. But definitely, you know, View Park, that's up the hill from Leimert. You know, I'm looking for a house now.
That's one of the nice neighborhoods, like Baldwin Hills, View Park.
Exactly. That's, you know, and that I'm looking for a crib now, so I'm back in the same area. You know, just looking at how much shit costing. Like, damn, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Places I grew up, you know, streets I walk down. You know, I'm looking at houses and I'm like, man, this shit costs this much. You know, now, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a trip, but it is what it is, man. Time move on, you know.
For sure, man. We want you back in St. Louis, ain't come to VA as well. I know you knocked the Dodgers out, bro. We sorry. I know that's crazy.
Yeah,
but, you know,
for sure. Knocked the Dodgers out with the broken rib. I was hot about that.
Yeah, bro.
That was dirty. Hanley Ramirez. That was real dirty.
It's foul play.
Hanley Ramirez. He was killing it too.
For sure. Can you tell us anybody, man, that's not on the, well, I won't say on the map, but anybody that you feel like, man, is about to make that next push from the West right now we need to be up
on? Shit. Man, all the ones that y'all know.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I've been saying all of these people's names for 5 years, and it's like now I don't really have to say them because everybody know them.
Like YG, like
everybody. You know what I mean? Kendrick, Schoolboy, Scheme, you know, shit. Everybody, man, been on the grind, you know what I'm saying, for a long time, and it's like now it's finally coming around, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely finally coming around.
I think it's all about staying down, staying true to yourself.
That's what got us here, man, that's what got us here, you know, and hopefully that's going to keep us here for a while.
Damn right, man. Dom Kennedy, get home safely in Best Buy. That's major right there, OPM, not no distributors, the other people's money company, man. Dope is Dom on Twitter, IG, all that, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. All love.
Yeah.
Know it.